Welcome to Intuitive Art Sales. This is the show where I, Jessica Craddock, am going to teach you how to source your art marketing from within. You're going to practice claiming that authentic art business that you want and leading into the most natural way for you to get there. You're going to learn to get connected to your intuition, your confidence, and your community so that you can sell your art consistently while holding strong boundaries on your work-life balance. Hello, welcome back to Intuitive Art Sales, mini episode style. And this week I want to tell you a little story about a story that touched my heart, and maybe it can do the same for you. Every once in a while I will tell you something that's a little bit vulnerable for me, but I also feel like if you are here listening, then you're here for it. And you're my people, and I can open up to you. So here goes. Sometimes I just know things, and I don't know how I know them, but I just do. And sometimes what that looks like is a word or a phrase that appears in my mind, and I don't know where it came from or what it means, but then I have to go interpret it. So a couple of weeks ago, that happened. And the word alchemist popped into my mind. And I'm like, what does that mean? I mean, it sounds like a cool word, and I kind of know what it means, but like, what does it mean? Why is that coming to me? What the heck? And I thought about it for a couple of days, and I got no answers. I was like, I don't know. I'm just going to write this down in my journal, and I'll figure it out later. It'll come to me when it's ready. So the holidays came, and my kids have been sick. We were tired of being cooped up in the house, so I decided, you know what? Let's go to the library. While they were playing, I decided I would like a book for myself. And I don't really have anything in mind. I'm just going to go walk around the library until something pops out at me. And I looked on shelf after shelf after shelf, and just nothing was doing it for me. So I decided, well, maybe not this time. And I started walking back to the kids section. And all of a sudden, on the top shelf, I saw some numbered books that caught my eye. And as I started reading the titles, there was a book called The Alchemist, which maybe you've heard of. It's a pretty famous book, but I'd never read it or even given it any thought. So I see this book staring at me, and all of a sudden it occurs to me, The Alchemist. That was the word that I wrote down in my journal. That seems like too much of a coincidence to pass up. I'm going to get that book. And to be honest, I didn't know what was in it, and I was a little scared to find out. So I put it aside for a couple of days and just left it there. But finally, I decided, okay, I'm ready. So as I was making dinner one night, I picked it up and I started reading it. And I didn't put it down until about 2 hours later when I finished the last page. It was like someone had written a parable about, this is going to sound so weird, but about the language of my soul and everything that I care about and think and believe and pursue, basically my life obsession. So the book is a parable about a young shepherd boy who woke up after he had this dream. Actually, he had it twice. He had this dream that he was going to find treasure in Egypt. But both times that he had this dream, he woke up before he could find out exactly where it was. And it was kind of eating at him. It was kind of bothering him. So he seeks out this gypsy to help him understand the dream, and she doesn't really give him much of an answer. So he's a little disappointed, but, he's moving on. So he kind of puts it to the side and says, whatever, I've got this girl I want to impress, I've got my sheep to take care of, I'm pretty happy, I'm just going to keep going through life. And then this mysterious old man sits down on a bench next to him. he tells the boy that the only time he appears to people is if someone is trying to decide between following their destiny and living status quo. And he's basically an advocate. He's there to help to make sure that that doesn't happen. And so he asks the boy for a tenth of his flock in order to give him more answers. The boy decides, you know what? Okay, I'm going to go for it. He makes the decision. And the man tells him the reason why he had to pay him a tenth of the flock is because otherwise he would not have had to make that decision. He would not have chosen to move forward or to stay where he was. He would have just kind of lived in that limbo land. So the first part of the book starts with him making the choice, making the decision that he's going to step outside his world, what he knows, what he loves, his comfort zone, and go for even more. So many of the messages that we get say, be happy with what you have. Be thankful, be grateful. And yes, I completely agree that we should be happy and thankful and grateful. And we are all meant for more. It's the ones who decide yes, and the ones who decide that that is what they want and that they're willing to go after it, those are the ones who get it. So I'm not going to tell you the rest of the book because it's great and you should read it yourself. But I do want to tell you the main takeaway. Over and over, he had to keep deciding. He had to decide, I will keep moving forward, whether sometimes good things happen to him and sometimes bad things happen to him. But he had to decide, I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm willing to trust that this is what the world wants for me. This is my path. This is my destiny. This is how I have to continue forward. He had to learn to follow the omens. Every time he was about to give up or didn't know which way to go, the omens were there for him. He had to keep choosing what was possible over what was comfortable. Every time he made the choice to move forward, like I said, bad things would happen, but also really great things. And he would end up in better and better situations every time. But he had to say, this is amazing. I'm grateful for this. And this isn't it yet. This isn't the thing that I have set out to do. I'm going to keep going. And my favorite, he had to keep deciding that he wasn't going to settle for the good or even the great. He was going to realize his destiny, learn all he needed to know, and experience everything he'd ever dreamed of. That's the one. That's the one that gets me. I mean, all of them, but that's the one that makes my chest expand and my heart flutter and make me believe in even more possibility and expansion. This book touched my soul. It affirmed my own journey and also how I want to inspire artists to live their lives. And I know that that's only possible if I also do it for myself. I'm reading it for the second time. The Alchemist. Highly recommend it. If this mini podcast sparked some interest, made you think, that book is for me too, you can consider this your own omen. Go forth, read it. Let me know what you think. My favorite place to connect with you to have conversations is in the direct messages in Instagram. So come find me over there and tell me what you think. My handle is at Artist Market Co. So if you're not already following me, just put that in the search bar. And last but not least, a quick reminder that Money Now is a live 6-week group coaching experience where I'm going to teach you the skills to make money when you need it with your art. It's meant to be an affordable way to show you how to make more money so that when you need it for more coaching, for contributing to your family, for renting that studio space you've always wanted, for hiring an assistant, for whatever it is you need that extra money for. These skills are how you get it without waiting forever for all of these plans and dreams and projects to work. This is your starting point. This is your decision to have something more. So if you're interested, DM me on Instagram for more information, or I'll put a link in the show notes for you. But registration closes in the next couple of days, so don't wait too long. I hope you had an amazing in-between week last week, between the holidays and the new year, and you enjoyed the couch and your dreams and your plans and your books and your knitting and all the things that you took time for yourself to do. I'll see you next week.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you haven't yet, be sure to hit subscribe so that you can get new episodes loaded straight onto your phone as soon as they're ready.
And if you have a couple extra seconds in your day, would you take the time to rate this show with how many stars you think it deserves? I would be ever so grateful. See you next time.